In terms of going away, David, I had Gary Gensler on recently.
Yes.
And I know we're going to cover crypto.
Yes.
But I was saying to him how much I love BlockFi because I'm getting 8% on my cash balance. And he laughed. He said, I don't know, Jim. Well, here, crypto lender BlockFi to pay $100 million in settlement with SEC states. This is, well, I mean, this just happened. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm still going to get my 8.5, 9. I may be getting something like 1.5, 2.
Well, you've been getting it for a while, though.
8.5, 9. No, it's been unbelievable. It's like better than the stock market historically. And Gary Gensler, who is so terrific, I think, is the chairman. He was telling me to be skeptical of getting 8.5, 9 because they're lending out your securities.
Questions about that. For
you know what, David? This thing should have crashed.
What does that have to do with 100 basis points from the Fed?
Well, because
by July,
because you're more right now. If you want to borrow against stocks, that's how you can get a very inexpensive loan. You can get two.
XRP, future millionaire, and good old Jim Cramer, part of the establishment. I like Gary Gensler. I bet you do. So, some breaking news that came out yesterday. I wanted to share that because if you're used to the BlockFi paying the 8 or 9% interest, it's not going to happen much longer. So, in this, to me, I wanted to share that just so you could see the national perspective of an establishment like mindset like Jim Cramer. But what BlockFi or BlockFi has to pay the $100 million to settle charges with the SEC over its crypto lending product. Listen to what Gary Gensler said and why this negatively impacts XRP, at least for their lawsuit going on right now. So listen to what he says right here, because this is all about keeping the security laws in place in the crypto markets from decades ago that have no relevance to today's market. That it wasn't even intended to be crypto laws, but the security laws. So, something interesting, but this is something that will negatively impact. But isn't it funny how we pump the next day a little bit to take the news off of this? So, nobody really talks about this, but this is something else that the SEC is doing to undermine the crypto advancement, especially with like something with XRP when you're talking about a securities breach. So, the SEC charged BlockFi with failing to comply with laws related to proper registration of its lending services. BlockFi will pay $100 million in penalties as a result of the SEC investigation. Today's settlement makes clear that crypto markets must comply with time-tested securities laws, said SEC Gary Gensler. So, who do you think that's directed at? Cryptocurrency firm BlockFi Lending agreed to pay $100 million to settle charges with the Securities and Exchange Commission, charged that it failed to properly register its services. The SEC states that since March 2019, the firm offered customers interest-bearing accounts called BlockFi interest accounts, which pay a variable rate of return in exchange for a customer lending crypto to the company. These, according to the SEC, were unregistered securities offerings. The settlement is the SEC first ever with crypto lending firm. BlockFi will pay $50 million to settle the SEC charges and $50 million in additional fines to settle charges across 32 states. Today's settlement makes clear that crypto markets must comply with time-tested securities laws such as the Securities Act of 1933 and the Investment Company Act of 1940, SEC Chair Gary Gensler said. In recent years, crypto traders have flocked to BlockFi and its competitors for higher yields in comparison to other bond issuers or banks. BlockFi, however, did not seek approval to act as a money manager, and it never registered its interest-bearing accounts with regulators, according to the SEC. The company agreed to bring its business into compliance with the Investment Company Act within 60 days, as well as seize its unregistered offers and sales of its lending product. The settlement further demonstrates the Commission's willingness to work with crypto platforms to determine how they can come into compliance with those laws, Gensler said. Moving forward, BlockFi will stop offering these services to U.S. accounts. BlockFi did not admit or deny any wrongdoing as part of the settlement. So look at this. They paid a $100 million settlement. Jim Cramer was saying how he was getting 8.5%, 9%. Now they have to stop offering these services to the U.S. account. So Mr. Cramer, old Jim, isn't even going to be able to have this. So while the SEC acts like they're for the power of the people, what they're really doing is to hamstring the people. Other crypto lending platforms that offer similar securities to BlockFi should take immediate notice of today's resolution and come into compliance with federal security laws, said Guber Asgrul, director of the SEC's Division of Enforcement. With Gensler at the helm, the SEC has pushed for more transparency across financial services sectors. Earlier this month, the SEC proposed a sweeping crackdown on hedge funds and private equity firms. The SEC head has also been particularly focused on crypto. In January, Gensler said he wanted to bring crypto exchanges into the regulators' purview, and has described the sector as the Wild West. So that is fascinating. You guys have to stay on top of that because that's going to have a direct impact on the crypto markets at some point. So what are we looking at with the markets? Bitcoin's still under a very critical resistance level. And we talked about this yesterday. This is going to tell you everything. If this is acting as a right shoulder, we were able to come up here. Can we break that line? And now, can we hold up here in the 4-hour time frame? And we're close to this 44,300. Can we get a daily close over 44,300? Can we get a 4-hour close over there? As you can see, this line was a little off, but you can see where it was supposed to be. It was supposed to finish the cup and handle, and then if we could become bullish, we would ride over the top side of this. So that's what we're looking at right now. Can we get over that area? Because right now, we have not. We pushed over it, now we're wicking back down. So as of right now, we're still watching because there is a chance that this could have come up, we come across, and then you start to come back down. But if we can come up here and then pull, maybe hit this, and then go back up, then we could have a chance. So that's what I'm looking at right now. But right now we're under a very critical 44,326 in my opinion. And we're also under a very critical level for XRP, under 83 cents. Is that going to pull down? Or does this find some support? It's got to stay above the 20, which it's coming below right now. But if it can get above the 20-day in the 30-minute time frame and not get squeezed, because right now it's getting squeezed below the 82.9, which is below the 83 cent mark, which is not a good sign. After all, in order to get out of this area, it's not even this number that I put down here that you have to get past. You've got to break past this mid-tier spot at 85, because that's where you had the false break up. And then you would have a chance at 88. And the reason I like 88 right here is because that's the cup and handle up in this area. And if you break that, then you have a push to 91. So, I mean, it is very tight zones right now. You're talking between 3 and 5 cent trading ranges. And now we have to see how we react here because, like I said, we're under a very critical support resistance level. And we're using it as resistance right now. You need to use that as support if you're looking for some kind of run in the broader markets. Same thing with XLM. But with XLM, we're trying to finish off a bullish divergence. We're right there. But we're underneath the critical resistance level. We need to break this resistance level. XRP is doing the same thing. It created a bullish divergence yesterday, or, well, not yesterday, earlier in the AM, in the 30-minute. But it seems like every time we come up to these levels, this is where we end up getting hamstrung. So we're trying to test these old drop points. But if we don't break these drop points, it becomes very bearish. If we can break these drop points, then we can try to get some kind of a bullish narrative. If we're up 4.22% on DGB, that's the yellow line I drew yesterday. Said if we can get above it and hold it, we should be okay. If we get up there and come below it, we're going to get rejected. Right now, it looks like we're trying to build up just a little bit here. It looks like we created a small W that could get us up to 2527. And then does it come down or do we bounce here and go up? That's the only question we have right now. We also don't know if this is going to create a W. That's if it creates the W. It can come up and finish this. But if it doesn't create the W and pulls down, which if we look at this in the 1-minute time frame, we're trying to contend. This is the exact line on the 30-minute as well. It's all coming into the same area. So we're trying to stay above right here. 24.44 right now is the 20-day and the 30-minute time frame. You stay above that, you can make a run. If you don't, it'll end up turning bearish. So that's what we're trying to get support on right now. So we're going to watch this as the day progresses. XRP Future Millionaire, make sure to hit that like button, turn the bell notification to all, and subscribe to the channel if you're new or returning. We just went over 7,000 subscribers yesterday in about 10 and a half, 11 months. Also, if you want to join Tom's Army, $9.99 a month, and join the other 226 members, you heard that correct. It's the highest we have ever had in Tom's Army. We set a new record. So I want to thank everybody who's part of Tom's Army. This is the highest amount of people in the Army we've ever had. By joining Tom's Army, and this is the most important part, you get the exclusive Telegram. It's free with your purchase of Tom's Army with the support of me. And you can join not only the 204 members into the Telegram, Crypto Mentors in here, CM99, and his 14,000 subscribers on YouTube. He, along with all the other 226 members, have the faith for a reason. But if you need extra help, If you need a community that understands, or if you just miss talking to people that believe the same thing as you, if you feel like a loner as I created this for a reason because most people I talk to have no idea what's going on with the ISO or crypto alike. Most people are just either fudsters or they just have no clue and they're just throwing their money around. If you want the truth, if you want no FUD, and you want a community that you can trust, join Tom's Army, $9.99 a month. Get this exclusive Telegram free and be around 204 of your closest friends. Make sure hashtag be better, do better, hashtag FUD assassins, and remember, help one person each and every day. Because if I don't do my part and you don't do your part, who's going to do their part? That's the ultimate question.